Welcome to another episode of Trades Take 10. Today we have a special guest. He's a fellow instructor here at SAIT. He is a Team Award of Excellence winner. He is also a Trailblazer Award winner. He is also a Cadmus Chair Award winner, and he's got a new book coming out. We're going to talk about that. He's also a columnist for quite some time for Mechanical Business Magazine. Welcome, everybody. Fred Bretzke. Fred, thanks for coming out and talking with us today. What I want to ask you first is give me a short history of your journey to becoming a tradesperson, an instructor, and what you're doing now.
Well, this gives away my age, but so does my look. 45 years in the trade, and I think my first experience with a code book, which is something I wanted to improve on, was when I was 17 driving in a van with Don Vanderlyn from back in the day, and this was my first code book, which cost $4 back in 1975. Nice. And of course, it had no drawings or anything. And he bragged to me that, how well he knew the code. I don't know how well he knew it because I was 17. But, that was my first introduction to the code book. And over the years, I've gone through 9 or 10 code books. And I was never satisfied with the drawings or the appendix in the back of the code book. They're all stick drawings. And some of them in the 2020 code book are still the same for 50 years. So I thought, I'd like to design something new, which I did in the last 8 months. And this is just the binder form. It's going to be made into a book. And this is the new, it's called It's in the Code. It's going to be distributed across Canada. And it is basically the code appendix, but not in stick drawing form, in 3D color form. Now, the newness of this is I always wanted to have a code book that had more than that. So it's a QR 3D. So most pages have a QR on it. And so if a serviceman is driving in his van, and instead of messaging me all the time, he, with this book, can just use his cell phone or mobile device and put it right on the QR. And this is just a sample. And I like to call this article 25315 it'll go right from the code to book, the code clause of one, as we will use only one relief fit for two circuit branches. Explain it in a small tutorial. Now, the cool part about this is while I was doing it, I thought I'd use some AI because you get tired of listening to your own voice. So I used 8 different AI voices, but it took more than that because I didn't want robotic voices. So I have 4 men and 4 women, and that's one of the cool guys. I have an English woman's voice, and they all narrate all the animations in the code book, which make it a little more interesting than just the boring code book. And so that's the essence of this code book.
So, Fred, listen, you're not new to this three-dimensional drawing and stuff. Fred has, you have probably over or close to 2 million views on YouTube from some of the stuff that you have produced. Mm-hmm. And so this is a continuation of that process?
Yeah, unintentionally, because I was up for a Cadmus 12 years ago and I didn't win, but it got me addicted to 3D. So I've been using it for 14 years and trying to improve the animations. So yeah, this is a 14-year accumulation of all that work.
At one point, I recall that you've done some virtual reality with like a HoloLens. Can you explain, just give me a little sample of that?
Just briefly, we were using HoloLenses before, which make holograms. And so this book here probably has 8 or 9 holograms in it, which I took my 3D stuff and superimposed it right into a classroom or a shop. So yeah, we do have holograms on this too, which there's only 7 or 8, which is kind of cool, something different. And then there is one more thing, and that is, which I only found out when I was doing it, and that's AI International.
And what kind of languages do you have there?
So these are 5, I think I have 7 or 8. Of course, English, French, Ukrainian, Hindi, and Chinese. I think I have Spanish and a few others, Filipino. And so I thought I'd experiment with it, use some of my animations and some of my new AI voices that are translated in these languages. And so I only have a few. They're Cameo, but it is an idea for all the immigrants we have coming to Canada to help them learn the code. And they're not perfect, but I've vetted it with students in our classes, and they get the message. It does work, but it's not perfect.
Okay, well that's absolutely incredible. You have always tried new technology. I mean, for being at the age you are, you love tech. You love to immerse
I
yourself
do.
into this kind of stuff, and which is fascinating. So, what do you see, or what do you think the future is going to be like with the technology that is being produced by AI or otherwise?
Well, well, there's good and bad to it, but I like to look at the good in it. And for education, it's good. But for those instructors or students that don't like tech, the human, the teacher in front of is still the best, especially if he or she is animated and passionate about what they teach. So that's still my number one thing. But technology for international languages, for new students, something that can make them understand it better and quicker is a big key because we teach more now than we ever did when I went to school and you. Like we expect more out of students. And as it says right at the beginning of my book, that 3D apparently is 60,000 times faster than reading a text. So comprehension becomes quicker. So that is a good thing. And this is a supplement. It's very important to stress that this is a supplement to the code. So it's to help them learn it quicker. And I think, and nowadays, younger people have more knowledge than we did through the internet.
Well, having said that, this is for the National Plumbing Code of Canada.
Yep.
And do you think that there is room or capabilities for other code books to follow this
Oh, yes. There's
QR?
once you have to have experience and know how to do 3D, but yeah, it's possible to do it for all trades. There's no doubt about it. It can be done, and that's probably what the future is.
So this book is being produced or published in 2025 in the near future, and we're all going to look forward to it. Where can we purchase this book? Is it going to be digital? Is it going to be just a book only? How is that?
Well, it's
How do
going to
we
be
get this?
both, and it's going to happen all in the next 2 months. So, publishing and copyright is happening this week, and then it'll be printed. We'll sell it, the hard copy, at the State bookstore. Uh, and I'm working on the digital copy, which will probably work through the State bookstore too, so you can buy it digitally. So the digital copy will like it be a PDF file that have all the links on it, and that'll be for anyone throughout Canada or anywhere. And the book will actually be distributed anywhere in Canada or in Calgary by the State bookstore.
Well, what do you think about internationally? From the States side, maybe overseas? Like, is there any opportunity for this book to go international, I think?
Well, it is the Canadian code, and in the States, 70% of our codes are very similar. So I don't know. It's for Canada, but there is possibilities for
So
international.
you must have had hits on your YouTube
Oh yeah.
or questions about YouTube of international people looking for direction and
Oh, no doubt, all over the world. And I love YouTube because it does analytics of which country, whether it's female or male audience, whatever, what age group. So yeah, out of the almost 2 million, I think I've had so many questions on YouTube from Saudi Arabia, Australia, all over North America, all over the world, because some of our codes are similar. Yes, there's lots of interest in it.
oh, that's fantastic. Fred, what do you see? Let me ask you really a question off base. Have you ever got up and left a movie theater?
I fell asleep through a movie, and I have got up and left out
Yeah.
of boredom or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, and
What kind
it's
of
an interesting point you make.
yeah? So what kind of tools do you think would be moving forward that will help our apprentices, other than your
Mhm.
brand new book in the code? What kind of technology you think they're going to be using to help project or forward our trade, plumbing and gas fitting?
Well, first of all, plumbing's not a really exciting subject unless you're actually doing it. And even then, it's hard to read the code book. Anything, technology, holograms, like all sorts of things will make it more animations. Everything will make it more interesting. Other than that, if you're doing something, it's like watching golf or curling. If you've never golfed or curling, it's it's boring. It's not very interesting. But if you're doing the subject, anything that is new sparks some interest, I think.
So, what kind of advice would you give to the apprentice coming into school, maybe for the first time, or even a returning apprentice for their second, third, fourth year of training? What kind of advice can you give to those?
I would say use every supplemental thing you can to learn your subject. Don't just use the modules. Even at ILMs, we say the modules are a supplement. You can use other things. Search Google. Don't just be a scholastic student that just studies what they give you. Use Google, use YouTube, use everything to learn as much as you can, especially if you haven't got any experience.
That's excellent advice. Fred, we want to thank you for showing up today and giving us a little bit of insight on your new book that's coming out, and we're all looking forward to it. We can't wait to see it and use it and give it a try. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome to Math Minutes with Doug. I'm an instructor here at SAIT, and we just want to walk you through a couple of quick and easy ways to do fractions, not only by pen, with calculator as well. You know that we have a numerator and a denominator. Now, it's very easy to see half inch, numerator, denominator. Very easy. If we want to make that into a decimal, we simply take the numerator, divide it by the denominator, and you will get a decimal of an inch. It's going back the other way when you have a number. For example, if you have 0.3875 inches and you wanted to make that into a fraction quickly, you decide what you want your denominator to be. Let's pick 16ths. And if I take my decimal of an inch and multiply it by 16, the answer comes out to be the numerator. Now we either round up or round down, so that's going to be 6/16, and we could reduce that further by dividing by 2 on the top and the bottom to make that 3/8. Converting decimals of inches ending in 5 to exact fractions. This is how we do it. For example number 1, we have 0.6875 of an inch. This will convert into a fraction by 6875 over 1, 2, 3, 10,000. We have 4 zeros here because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. That's why it's at the bottom. Using your calculator, you can see we have this ABC button right there. Now, we'll type in 6875. We will hit the ABC button, and we'll put it over 10,000. Your calculator will reduce it down to its lowest possible denominator. All you have to do is hit the equals button. This is now equal to 11/16. Let's try the next example. We have 0.75, which we know is 75 over 100. And I know we could mostly do this in our head. We'll just do it on the calculator for example purposes. We have 75 and hit the ABC button, 100, and then hit equals. We know it is 3/8. quarters of an inch. The last example we have here is 0.8125, so that is 8125 over 10,000. We will clear our calculator. 8125, ABC button, 1, 10,000. Hit the equals button. It will give you your exact fraction of 13/16. Hope this helps.
Robert Hope. I took pre-employment 15 years ago. Got hired on with Hoover Mechanical pretty much right away. And yeah, it's been a good ride. I'm foreman now for Hoover. Hopes of moving into the office eventually. But yeah, 15 years now in the field, and the pre-employment did set me up for success. I came in, a little bit ahead of the game with a lot of the guys coming in as laborers. So,
and what were you doing before the pre-employment program?
I just fresh out of high school.
Oh wow!
So I did do 6 months in university. It wasn't for me. A little too much studying, but yeah, like I've always liked being in the trades. Electrical, plumbing were both options for it. I ended up not getting into electrical. I got into plumbing, and I'm glad I did. We have a great safety program. We've had multiple people take care of it for us, but incidents in the field have gone way down over the years. I feel as though with a lot of the general contractors, we're kind of forced to have a better safety program than most. I've worked on a lot of specialty projects. I was on small job commercial for a really long time. Moved into these towers. I've done multifamily wood frame buildings. It's a nice diverse amount of projects that we've worked on.
Lots of work coming down in the future?
Tons. We're swamped right now.
Got such a house.